Welcome to Book of Legends. I'm Edward. Today, we turn the pages to remember those remarkable lives that left a deep impact on the world. Their work, passion, and dedication touched countless hearts. As we look back on their journey, we honor their legacy and keep their memories alive for generations to come. Joey Mand, born June 21st, 1947, was part of the wave of musicians influenced by the British invasion, a period that reshaped global pop and rock music. As a guitarist for Badfinger, he contributed to a melodic, heartfelt sound that balanced rock energy with emotional songwriting. His playing helped define the band's identity and left a strong mark on their musical direction, style, and contribution. Mand's guitar work was known for its feeling and clarity rather than excess. He moved easily between soft acoustic textures and stronger electric rhythms, always serving the song first. Colleagues valued his focus on collaboration and honesty in music, which helped shape recordings that continue to feel fresh, sincere, and relatable to listeners across generations. Legacy over time, he stepped back from the spotlight, letting the music carry his story forward. Joey Mand later passed away at the age of 77. While details were limited, his influence remains through the songs he helped create. New listeners continued discovering his work, keeping his legacy alive, and appreciated long after his time on stage. Born on August 9, 1942, Jack DeJohnette became one of the most respected figures in modern jazz, admired for his expressive drumming and imaginative compositions. He developed an early passion for music and gradually shaped a career defined by curiosity, discipline, and a constant drive to explore new sounds within jazz traditions and beyond. Style and collaborations. He was known for his ability to adapt across settings, from intimate trios to larger ensembles, always maintaining a natural sense of rhythm and communication with fellow musicians. His collaborations with leading jazz artists helped him refine a distinctive voice, where improvisation felt like dialogue, and every performance carried emotional depth and spontaneity through his career. Legacy and influence. He remained deeply committed to music throughout his life, earning respect for both his artistry and humility. Even in later years, he continued to inspire younger musicians by embracing innovation and creative freedom. His influence on jazz endures through recordings and performances that highlight his unique approach to rhythm, expression, and collaborative musical storytelling. 5 years ago, the world said goodbye to George Segal at 87, a beloved actor known for his natural charm and warmth on screen. His passing marked the end of a career that quietly shaped both drama and comedy, leaving behind a legacy defined by humanity and ease. A career of range and heart. He earned critical acclaim early in his career, with an Oscar-nominated performance in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, where he proved his depth in intense storytelling. At the same time, he showed remarkable versatility, moving between serious roles and light comedy. Over the years, his humor, timing, and emotional honesty made him a standout presence in film and television, a lasting screen presence. Many remember him from the sharp humor of Just Shoot Me, and later as the warm-hearted grandfather on The Goldbergs. His work continued to connect with audiences across generations. Beyond awards or fame, George Segal's legacy remains in the comfort and joy he brought to viewers, making his performances feel personal and timeless. Carrie Ann Fleming was a Canadian actress known for her warm screen presence and consistent work in television. She developed her passion for acting early and gradually built her career through guest appearances and supporting roles. Over time, she became appreciated for her natural style of performance, bringing sincerity and quiet strength to every character she portrayed. Notable roles. She is best remembered for her role in Supernatural as Karen Singer, the wife of Bobby Singer, a character who added emotional depth to the long-running series. Fleming also appeared in iZombie as Candy, a lively and memorable personality who brought both humor and heart to the story. Across different shows, she stood out for making even smaller roles feel meaningful and grounded. Legacy and remembered. Carrie Ann Fleming passed away at the age of 51 after an illness. Her work continues to be valued by fans and colleagues who remember her kindness, professionalism, and authenticity. She leaves behind a lasting legacy through the characters she brought to life and the quiet impact she made on television audiences over the years. For more than 2 decades, Angelina Jolie has been one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. Her image defined beauty standards. Her presence dominated magazine covers, and her performances drew global attention. From the outside, it looked like a life shaped by success, admiration, and influence. Yet behind that carefully photographed image was a far more complicated reality, one marked not just by achievement, but by deeply personal struggles that rarely made it into headlines. Her journey is not simply about fame, but about survival, identity, and the cost of living under constant scrutiny. Childhood in the shadow of absence. Angelina's story begins long before red carpets and film premieres. Born to actors, including Jon Voight, she entered a world already connected to fame. But her early life was defined less by privilege and more by instability. When her parents separated, her father became largely absent, leaving her mother to raise the family alone. That absence wasn't just emotional, it shaped her understanding of trust, security, and belonging. Watching her mother struggle to provide, while her father lived a very different life, created a quiet but lasting impact. Childhood for Angelina was less about innocence and more about learning how to cope with uncertainty, feeling out of place in a world of expectations. As she grew older, fitting in did not come easily. Attending school in an environment filled with wealth and image-conscious peers only amplified her sense of being different. Her features, which the world would later celebrate, made her feel isolated at the time. She has spoken about feeling like an outsider, too intense, too unusual, not quite aligned with the expectations around her. Those formative years left her questioning her worth and struggling to find where she belonged. It's a reminder that public admiration often comes long after private self-doubt. Searching for control in difficult moments, like many people dealing with emotional pain, Angelina looked for ways to cope. In her teenage years, she has openly discussed turning to harmful behaviors as a way to process feelings she didn't yet know how to express. These moments weren't about attention. They reflected a deeper struggle to understand herself and regain a sense of control. Over time, with support and reflection, she moved away from those patterns. Her openness about this part of her life later helped shift conversations around mental health, showing that even those who seem strong can face periods of vulnerability. Relationships that reflected inner turmoil. Her early relationships were intense and often complicated. She has described them as emotionally overwhelming, shaped by passion, but also instability. These experiences mirrored the confusion she felt internally, trying to understand love while still carrying unresolved pain. Over time, she began to recognize patterns that weren't sustainable. That realization didn't come overnight, but it marked the beginning of a shift toward healthier choices and greater self-awareness. Finding direction. Through acting became both an outlet and a turning point. By studying at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, she found a space where emotions could be expressed constructively. Early roles were modest, but they allowed her to explore different identities and perspectives. Films like Hackers introduced her to audiences, even if success didn't come immediately. Acting wasn't just a career. It became a way to channel complex emotions into something meaningful. Breakthrough and recognition. Her performances in Gia and Girl, Interrupted brought critical acclaim and established her as a powerful talent. Winning an Academy Award at a young age placed her firmly in the spotlight. But recognition also came with pressure. Public attention intensified, and moments from her personal life were often exaggerated or misunderstood. Fame, while rewarding, introduced a new set of challenges that required resilience and adaptability. Public image versus private reality. As her career grew, so did the narratives surrounding her. Media coverage often focused on sensational aspects of her life, creating an image that didn't fully reflect who she was. While she embraced individuality, she also faced criticism and speculation. Navigating that environment required learning how to separate public perception from personal truth. Over time, she became more intentional about how she presented herself and what she chose to share. A turning point. Through motherhood. One of the most significant changes in her life came when she became a mother. Adopting her first child shifted her priorities in a profound way. Motherhood introduced a sense of responsibility that extended beyond her own experiences. It encouraged her to focus on stability, growth, and creating a supportive environment. This new chapter marked a transition from inward struggles to outward purpose. Expanding her role beyond Hollywood, Angelina's work gradually expanded beyond acting. Through her involvement with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, she began advocating for displaced communities around the world. Visiting refugee camps and engaging directly with global issues gave her a broader perspective. Her efforts were not limited to appearances. She invested time, resources, and energy into causes she believed in. This phase of her life demonstrated how influence can be used to raise awareness and support meaningful change. Building a family. Across cultures over the years, her family grew, reflecting a blend of cultures and backgrounds. She embraced both adoption and biological motherhood, creating a household that valued diversity and connection. Raising children from different parts of the world required thoughtfulness and commitment, but it also reinforced her belief in inclusivity. Family became a central part of her identity, shaping many of her decisions. Love, partnership, and public scrutiny. Her relationship with Brad Pitt brought both admiration and intense media attention. Together, they became one of Hollywood's most talked about couples. Their partnership extended beyond personal life into shared projects and humanitarian work. For a time, they represented a modern idea of family and collaboration. However, living under constant observation added pressure that few relationships could withstand. Facing health decisions with courage. Angelina also faced significant health challenges, including decisions related to genetic risks. Learning about her predisposition to certain illnesses led her to make proactive medical choices. By sharing her experience publicly, she contributed to greater awareness and encouraged others to consider preventive care. These decisions required both courage and resilience, highlighting the importance of informed health choices when stability begins to fracture. Despite outward success, maintaining balance proved difficult. The demands of career, family, and public life created strain. Differences in priorities and lifestyle gradually became more pronounced. Like many long-term relationships, theirs faced challenges that were not always visible to outsiders. Over time, those pressures led to a separation that captured global attention. Navigating a highly public separation. The end of her relationship with Brad Pitt was widely covered, often with conflicting narratives. Legal proceedings and personal matters became public discussion points, adding complexity to an already difficult situation. Both focus on their children, but the process highlighted how challenging it can be to separate personal issues from public perception. It remains a chapter still associated with ongoing discussions. Continuing growth and reflection. In the years that followed, Angelina focused on her family, health, and creative work. She took on directing projects and continued her humanitarian efforts, choosing roles and responsibilities that aligned with her evolving perspective. Life became less about maintaining an image and more about authenticity and purpose, letting children find their own paths. As her children grew older, they began pursuing their own interests and independence. For any parent, this transition brings a mix of pride and adjustment. For Angelina, it also meant redefining her daily life after years centered around raising a large family. Supporting their growth while adapting to change became an important part of her journey, redefining strength and identity. Today, Angelina Jolie represents a different kind of strength than the one often associated with fame. Her story reflects adaptation, learning, and the willingness to evolve. She is no longer defined solely by her roles or public image, but by the choices she has made and the lessons she continues to carry forward. A story that goes beyond celebrity. What makes her journey compelling is not perfection, but complexity. It shows how success and struggle can coexist, how growth often comes through difficulty, and how identity is shaped over time. Her life is not a simple narrative of rise and fall. It's an ongoing process of understanding, rebuilding, and moving forward. What her journey leaves us with Angelina Jolie's story invites reflection rather than judgment. It highlights the importance of resilience, the impact of early experiences, and the possibility of change. While the world may focus on headlines, the deeper story is about a person navigating life's challenges while trying to create meaning and stability. And in that, there is something universally human, something that goes far beyond fame.